Beth Phoenix kisses the great Khali. After spending his first couple of years in the WWE, the great Khali adopted a more fun-loving persona of the Punjabi playboy. This aesthetic involved Khali in segments where women would be given an opportunity to lock lips with the Punjabi wrestler called the Great Khali Kiss Kane. During the 2010 Royal Rumble, Beth Phoenix became the second ever female competitor to enter a Royal Rumble match, entering at 6. Upon entering the ring, the Glamazon had a stare down with Punjabi monster. Khali picked her up and placed her outside in the ring on the apron. Phoenix, scrambling to stay the Royal Rumble, pulled Khali by his hair and planted a kiss on the 7-footer, in the process eliminating him from the Royal Rumble match. Phoenix would soon be eliminated by CM Punk. This moment got one of the biggest reactions of the night. Think about it. AJ Lee kisses CM Punk. AJ Lee spent the last quarter of 2011 and the first quarter of 2012 as the submission girlfriend of world champion Daniel Bryan. However, Bryan's led to Lee turning her attention towards securing the affection of WWE champion CM Punk. She later transformed into a psychotic puppy-eyed skinny nutcase and found herself in the middle of the storyline involving CM Punk, Daniel Bryan and Kane. During the July 2012 edition of Raw, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan were on the most sides of the tag team match, as the former teamed with John Cena, later with Chris Jericho. During the finish, where both Punk and Bryan are down, here comes Edge escaping around the ring. Edge Lee brings out a table, setting it up near the ringside. She slowly climbs the turnbuckle, looking to jump through the table. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk both plead with her as she plans to kiss on Punk and pushes him off the turnbuckle, sending both Punk and Bryan crashing through the table. Eve Torres and John Cena share a kiss. Ryder accomplished more in the fall of 2011 than he ever had his career. He became one of the most popular superstars in the company and won the United States Championship at Tables later in years 2011. He also got involved in an on-screen romantic relationship with Eve Torres. Concurrently, his ally John Cena was embroiled in a rivalry with the big red monster Kane. Ryder became a punching bag for the Devil's favorite demon. On the February 13, 2012 edition of Raw, Kane kidnapped Eve and dumped her in an ambulance. John Cena arrived on the scene and after a scuffle with Kane rescued Eve. Eve expressed her gratitude in form of a steamy kiss. Later, the camera panned to a devastated and confused wheelchair-ridden Ryder, who witnessed the shock of his friend kissing the love of his life. Things went from bad to worse for Ryder, as later Eve essentially friend-zoned him. Lita kisses Edge. 2005 was an interesting year in the life of R-rated superstar Edge. He won the inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21. However, behind the scene, he developed a relationship with Lita. Lita, in a kayfabe sense, was married to Kane. Later, WWE decided to integrate real life into the storyline, as the trio became involved in an angle which had a major development on May 16, 2005 edition of Raw. In a match between Edge and Kane, the finish saw the referee knocked down. Edge wanted to take advantages of the situations as he took his MITB briefcase and proceeded to hit Kane in vain. Later, Lita slipped the briefcase inside the ring of Edge, distracting Kane, which allowed the ultimate opportunities to hit the demon with his briefcase and secure the win. The couple embraced the mat out on stage as Kane was left cloaking shell-shocked. Edge went on to become a multiple-time world champion and was part of one of the hottest couples in the WWE history with Lita. This provided for a very shocking betrayal, with the exclamation point capped off by a kiss. Vickie Guerrero kisses The Big Show. Vickie Guerrero, the former Raw and the SmackDown general manager, was involved in an on-screen romance with Edge for the better part of 2 years. Edge won the World Heavyweight Championships at No Way Out 2009 after forcefully interesting himself into the chamber match, having lost his WWE Championships hours prior in the structure. Raw GM Guerrero announced that Edge would defend his newly owned title against the Big Show at WrestleMania. However, during the contract signing for the same, John Cena crossed the scene and proposed to show a footage which involved Big Show and Vickie Guerrero kissing. Through that footage, Cena rebelled that Show and Vickie Guerrero were having an secret adulterous affair that he caught on a security camera. Her then husband Edge was beyond shocked. Cena had blackmailed Vickie into interesting him in the world title match, or else he would expose her, which he later went on did anyway. The pair later separated. John Cena went on to defeat both Edge and Show for the World Heavyweight Championships at WrestleMania 25. Edge again. Edge kisses Alicia Fox. Can anyone leave Edge and Vickie alone? Obviously, this was before the incident mentioned on the previous slide. The roles between the two were switched for this one. Edge and Vickie had broken up after Edge called off their wedding in frustration and regression and reaction to him losing his World Heavyweight Championship. However, just a week later, Edge re-proposed to Vickie and wedding was right back on. During the July 18, 2008 edition of SmackDown, a wedding reception was held for Edge and Vickie Guerrero. The WWE Champion Triple H interrupted the proceedings and claimed he had the gifts for the couple who had just tied the matrimonial knot. Instead, he showed a footage in which Edge made out with the wedding planner Alicia Fox. Vickie had pretty much the same reaction Edge had the previous slide multiplied by 100 as she went absolutely nuts and yelled and screamed at the rated R superstar who could do nothing but hang his head in shame. Vince McMahon kisses various divas. Vince McMahon has probably had more tongue tangles with more divas than anybody, and the list is so long, it's just so hard to include them separately. McMahon had more affairs with divas than anyone would probably care to count, and to no surprise, he's the most powerful figure in sport entertainment. There was a period during early 2000s where the recurring theme involved Vince kissing divas on screen. His greatest affair was with his on-screen mistress Trish Stratus. His wife Linda McMahon was heavily sedated from years of mental abuse by Vince, and Vince took full advantage of begin his romance with Canadian blonde bombshell. He also kisses newcomers Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler, which later turned out to be a rush initiated by Linda McMahon to catch her husband in the act. He later had storylines where he was involved with Sable and with Candy Michael. Vince was clearly delighted in making out with each of them, and it wasn't rare to see Vince doing the tongue tango with one of his WWE divas. When it happened, it always served as a shocking moment for WWE fans. Stephanie McMahon and Triple H kiss in front of Vince McMahon. For the better part of the last 4 years, the McMahon family and Triple H has been part of the dominated authority storyline. In 1999 storyline, Triple H and Vince feuded with Triple H and Stephanie marrying on his screen. Triple H later rebelled that he had dragged the $1 billion princess and forced her to go through the wedding ceremony. When Triple H defeated McMahon at Armageddon that year, Stephanie embarrassed him and told her that the wedding was for real, making her a super villain. The following night on Raw, Stephanie explained her actions from the previous night and her love for Triple H flaunting her wedding ring. Randy Orton attacks and kisses Stephanie McMahon. Triple H and Randy Orton were embroiled in one of the most personal and controversial rivalries in WWE history. The two were set to face each other at WrestleMania for the WWE Championships held by Triple H. This feud transcended just championships when Randy Orton punted Vince McMahon and his skull on an episode of Raw. He later also got involved in a brief feud with Triple H's brother-in-law Shane McMahon, whom he defeated in a grueling bout at No Way Out. However, none of those actions came close to the heinousness and dastardliness of what the Piper did next. In the penultimate episode of Raw, in the build-up in WrestleMania 21, Randy Orton attacked both Stephanie and Triple H. He found a way to handcuff the cerebral assassin to the ropes and then turned his attentions to Stephanie and her to the ground. He then went on to plant a kiss on an incapacitated Stephanie as a helpless, handcuffed and furious Triple H locked on. Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie kiss. This is the most peculiar one on the list, even though WWE has tried to be liberal in terms of their mentality as the time passed by. They never truly dived into a full-blown, full-fledged homosexual angle. They have come close several times to pushing those boundaries, none more so than during the now infamous Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie storyline from 2002. Marie began a fake relationship with Wilson's real-life father, Al Wilson, as blackmailed to convince Tori to sleep with her. When she refused, Dawn developed genuine feeling for Al and then two married each other. The highlight of this long feud occurred at Armageddon 2002, in which Marie released footage of the two women in a hotel room, which involved Dawn Marie slowly seducing and hesitating Wilson. It concluded with a steamy kiss and provided one of the most shocking moments in WWE history.